Hi there, ladies and gents, and I'm going to read you another little tidbit from my forthcoming book. I hope you enjoy. I'm about halfway through the process of writing at the moment, and I'm hoping I'll have it finished fairly soon and ready to approach potential publishing methods. Enjoy. Chapter 5. He saw no need to immediately board a train and go home for the evening. Instead, he made a beeline to his favourite haunt, the second-hand bookstore which was his second home. The staff were all friendly, and they knew him on a first-name basis. He was a regular customer of theirs. He would often depart the store with an armful of Dickens, Tolstoy, Yeats, and other authors from bygone eras. Mrs. Lovelace, the store's owner, a woman of 56 years, greeted him as he entered. "Hello, Christian. So great to see you. How are you? Oh dear, you don't look well. What happened to you? Why, you look like you've gone 7 rounds straight with Shakespeare at a spelling bee and been humiliated. What's wrong?" "I had an altercation with my boss, and not for the first time," sighed Christian. "You've told me about him. Bit of a piece of work, isn't he? A grumpy sort of fellow. Doesn't make allowances for your unique way of being. She knew all about his Asperger's. He'd been coming to this store for 6 years and developed a close kinship with her. She never once cast stones at him for being differently abled. Despite the 20-year age gap which existed between them, he saw her as a trusted confidant. He judged people on the content of their character, not their age or gender or height or other such nonsensical trivialities. He is not my favourite person, not by a long shot," confirmed Christian. "Don't worry about him. He's not worth a moment of your time. Spend time talking to people who do care about you and your worth as a person. He is a sad little angry man who no doubt goes home every night and laments his place in the world, and is jealous of your individuality." He knew he liked coming here. She understood his personality better than most people, and never failed to make him feel welcome. If he could, he'd just pitch a tent outside, or just live inside the shop. Lovelace's husband, old Edward, might not quite enjoy hearing about the idea, though. "Speaking of which, have you a special lady friend in your life yet?" She loved to prod him for information about his personal life. "Negative. I see no reason why such a lady would invite herself into my life any time in the near future. That particular field has never been one in which I have been specifically skilled. It is a furrow I am yet to plough. A country you are yet to discover, an empire you are yet to build. You are a lovely man, Christian. I'd wish you'd see that you've so much to offer someone. If I was a little bit younger, I might even submit an application myself." She was a big fan of teasing him. She knew questions about his love life, or lack thereof, were a big bugbear of his. It's not that he didn't want a partner. Should one come along of suitable character, he would welcome her into his life without the slightest hesitation. He needed someone who was perfect, who appreciated all the art which he did, who could quote Shakespeare with the same fervour as him, who could watch and fully enjoy the same cheddar cheese-rife 50 science fiction films as he. He needed an intellectual equal. "I don't think your husband would much like you saying such things to me, Mrs. Lovelace. Where is he, anyway?" "Out the back, talking to one of our suppliers on the phone. Mr. Lovelace loved and cared for the shop which he operated continuously for over 30 years. An appropriate surname for him, then. He worked very long hours, but took a day off on Sundays to volunteer at the soup kitchen of his community church. He was a magnanimous and charitable family man with 3 children. The Lovelaces embodied all the clichés. They were the textbook besotted couple. Any new arrivals? Yes, we've got a shipment of new poetry collections. They're in the usual spot. As long as you keep shopping here, we'll have a need to keep ordering in poetry." The door to the shop clattered open, bringing with it a gust of the cold air from outside. Some leaves finding themselves a new home on the carpeted floor of the shop. The bell sounded its usual gentle rattle. A woman entered. Age? Approximately 25, possibly older. The face pretty, but masked with perhaps a little too much makeup. The eyes are blue similar to that of his tie. Dark, shoulder-length hair. She parted her lips and spoke to the kindly curator of the store. "Hi, I was wondering if you could help me with a book I was looking for." "What is it, dear?" "I just moved to Melbourne from Canberra. I'm in the flats across the street. I need to find a gift for someone. My mother, actually. Do you carry anything by Jane Austen?" "Humph," muttered Christian dismissively. The young woman shot him an aggrieved look, an icy cold stare of annoyance, but paid him no further attention. She returned her gaze to Mrs. Lovelace. "Why, yes, I believe we have copies of most of her writings. Was there one in particular you were after?" said Lovelace. "Not really. My mother isn't fussy. I just know she loves Austen. She's her favourite." "I don't see why. She's grossly overrated," sneered Christian. "Excuse me?" spat the young woman, taken aback by the arrogance of this bizarrely dressed stranger. Her work is largely comprised of fretting mothers eager to hook up their daughters with rich landowners. It's nonsensical, feel-good entertainment, nothing more. I didn't ask for your opinion. I can recommend some much better authors to you from the same period. Charlotte Bronte, for instance. Her works present a more authentic portrait of the time period. How dare you, said the woman, now clearly irritated. I'm just trying to help, offered Christian. Did you still want to see our Austen collection? Interjected Lovelace, in a vain attempt to defuse this now very live bomb which was threatening to explode in her face at any given moment. When Christian went on a tangent, he just couldn't help himself. He was a knowledgeable source on art, even greater than herself, but he was very particular with his tastes. Heaven help you if you disagree with him. He'd give you a lengthy diatribe about how your taste was flawed and faulty, and suggestions of how he could improve it for you. He meant well, but could come across as an extraordinarily vain and full of hubris. Arrogance. No. Sorry I asked. I think I'll take my business elsewhere, said the woman. You need to learn some manners, she said to Christian, pointing an accusing finger at him. She turned on her heel and pushed open the door to the antique bookstore. Another gust of wind made its presence known. The door thudded with a brutish force. That was quite rude of you, Christian. You were quite harsh on that poor girl, chastised Lovelace. She could scold Mr. Littleton like a mother when she needed to, and he usually would listen to her advice. You think so? I was merely stating the truth. Let her enjoy what she likes. Sometimes she may come across to people as a bit fervent or intense with your views. Tone it down a bit, is all I'm saying. Anyway, I don't expect you'll be seeing her again. She said she'd take her business elsewhere. Christian didn't really need to remind her. The terse conversation with the young woman had transpired a mere seconds ago. The store co-owner was no spring chicken, but she was not stupid. No thanks to you. Lovelace didn't mind so much the loss of the customer. She really wanted to see Christian change some of his ways and become the man she knew he was capable of being. He was in his early 30s, but time was not on his side. He needed to suppress some of his instincts to find a suitable wife. She wanted him to be happy. She was quite pretty, though, Christian caught himself thinking. Just a little chapter from my forthcoming debut novel. I've attempted books in the past, but never had the patience to fulfill them to their completion. Hopefully I'll be able to actually finish this one. I'm about 25,000 words in. It's a light book with some elements of romantic comedy and whimsy, and something outside of my comfort zone. But yes, I'm looking forward very much to having it finished and off my back. So wish me luck with it, and maybe I'll have some more excerpts for you soon. Have a pleasant day, everyone. This is Adam Walton, signing out for now. I'll have some more film reviews for you soon.